What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video at Schneider Heritage Farms. Today we're going to go pick up some IBC totes. The plan is with them is we're going to put the IBC totes down on a hay trailer that's currently sitting, I don't know if you can see in the foreground, way over there. Built it the other day, obviously no footage on it. By the other day I mean the other month. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to strap those two IBC totes down to the small hay trailer. It's a smaller trailer. It's about a couple feet not as wide as it should be for a regular hay trailer. But I want to make it kind of wide. That way I can maybe put some other stuff on there, maybe some feeds, maybe some other things. Maybe put a couple boxes on there for some different things, fencing gear, whatever I needed it for. So basically the idea is we're going to strap two individual IBC totes that weigh about 275 gallons, not weigh, gallons. And that's going to be kind of a mobile water station for us. That way we can move our animals from place to place without having to kind of have a water source there for them to drink from. Now, when we have these IBC totes, we're obviously going to have to put some kind of contraption around them so they don't get all algae fold, however you want to say it. But today we're going to go ahead and get them because spring's right around the corner. It's 50 degrees out today. It's raining nonstop, so we've been kind of putting a halt on the sheds over there. Chicks are downstairs. Really, what we got to do here is fill up these tires real quick, and then we're going to go head off, go and get these IBC totes, and yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. That's what we're going to be doing here today is cleaning these feeder, and this is the bottom end of the water. The water is sitting over there. If you want to take a quick glimpse at our chicken fences that we've been kind of designing, Dad designed them for me, and I'll see if I can leave some contact in the bottom if you guys want to get a hold of them, get some product made for yourself. But these are our fences right now, so these are going to be stood up on end, and then basically there should be, I don't know how many there are here, 12 or 10. But then you'll be able to stagger them because they're only in 4-foot sections, so you can create any kind of shape you want, kind of whatever fits us the best, really. And then we're going to paint these bad boys black so they don't get worn away. Super tight fencing, kind of keep everything inside that should be inside, but most importantly, keeping what should be outside of the fence outside, like raccoons, other kind of things, minks that want to get at my chickens. So without wasting too much time, we're going to go ahead and clean these up. So what we got kind of going on here is we got some liquid chlorine sanitizer. What we want to do is kind of sanitize these, especially the waters, because you can see the amount of germs that are kind of on these and dirt and filth from the last farm that I got them from. And we don't want to transfer any bacteria or anything from their chickens to my chickens, because frankly, that's not a very good situation. Chickens die, then I can have an outbreak of disease. So what we want to do is first off sanitize these, and then we're going to use some just some regular utility milk cleanser to kind of wash them up and get the last part of dirt off for both of them. The feeders aren't so bad because that was solid feed, but the germs are still here. Not as bad as it is for drinking water, because drinking water, everything's kind of slushing around, kind of in there. Feeders aren't as bad for cleaning, but still want to get them clean. So first off, we're going to hit them with some chlorine, kind of get everything sanitized up a little bit. Got them all cleaned up as best I could, really. But the biggest thing is just obviously getting them clean, getting the germs away from them, getting everything in fresh start so my herd doesn't get any diseases or bacteria transferred over to them. Like I've said in the past, you do not need to buy stuff new. That's the biggest myth in farming is if you want to start chickens, you want to get into chickens, you want to get into sheep, pigs, whatever it is, go out there and find a guy that has used equipment, because like 50% of the time people get into this stuff and they realize how much work it is and how much time it takes up. And they're like, wow, I really don't want to do this. But now they have all this brand new equipment and they go ahead and sell it. So instead of buying stuff new, capitalize off of people's mistakes and purchase feeders like this, or someone that's trying to get out of stuff like this. I purchased a ton of chicken supplies, and I have like huge outdoor 6-7 gallon waterers and huge feeders and stuff that I've either made or I purchased, all under $200. You know, where if you were to go ahead and purchase the amount of equipment that I have today in chickens, you would be well over $1,000 easily. You know, I got lucky with my deal. I got 7 heat lamps involved. I got like literally like 20 feeders and like 20 waterers involved in it. I got like heating pads and just a ton of stuff, chicken starter feeders and stuff. Just a ton of stuff. So I got a really good deal. But like I'd say, go on your marketplace, go find the local guys, and most of the time you'll find really good deals. You just got to wait for them like I did. So that's one way that I'm making this chicken operation go a little bit cheaper and be a little more profitable right off the bat for me. But yeah, so let's go grab those IBC totes now instead of messing around here. Come. Got them all loaded up. They're food grade IBC totes. We got one right here and one right here. I'm pretty sure they're 275s. So a little under 600 gallons, about 50 gallons underneath. But the biggest thing is you want them in the cages. That way I can either screw the plywood straight to the cages, and then they got these little cutoff valves. So we'll only probably have one open at a time, just to make sure that we have whatever, like we have water out there and it's not leaking off at me. Reason why I'm purchased like 2 of them, obviously, is because I want, you know, the sheeps and the pigs and the chickens of the world that I'm gonna have there don't need a ton of water, but it's good to have 2 tanks at least. That way I can make it through probably the whole summertime, and then if I ever need someone else to go over there and feed them, the water's taken care of. They don't need to deal with it at all. So we're gonna get these home, get them unstrapped, and get going. Now the fellow we purchased them from, I don't remember his name to tell you the truth, but he's a local guy up here, kind of in the area. We purchased some from some of these. I was working with another farmer, and we purchased a bunch of them from this guy. I want to say like 4 or 3 or 6. I forgot how many we purchased. But then I know that these tanks that I'm purchasing are food grade and they're clean. Now you might be asking, why do I need food grade? Food grade is because we're going to put water in there. You don't want pesticides and herbicides and whatever kind of cleansers or cleaners that were in these tanks before leaching into that plastic. So food grade, say if it was frying oil or some kind of molasses or kind of sugar or whatever it was that was liquid inside of there, then we know for sure that whatever it was, that my chickens and my pigs are able to drink that kind of water. Because you gotta remember that a lot of the stuff that goes in these tanks leaches in. Say if it's motor oil or hydraulic oil, leaches into that plastic, and then you have issues with your pigs or your chickens dying later on. So that's why we're getting food grade day. They're a little more expensive than regular IBC totes. I ended up paying $50 per IBC tote. I also have 2 IBC totes at home. That's what they call these bad boys, without the cages on. But obviously I need the cages on for them to work properly, because if I don't have the cages on, then they're gonna burst open, and then that's a whole nother mess. So, and then with the cages on too, I'm easily to pick them up with a tractor and a fork them right off, and I get my hay trailer back, which at the end of the year might be something that might be going into. And with it being portable, hopefully we'll just be able to push into the shed and we'll be able to put a water tank heater in one of these bad boys. And that's how we're gonna feed the chickens during the winter time as well. Take a closer look at them, guys. So the plan is, oh, this one had olive oil in there. That's what it says right there. So usually with food grade, they only use them once, so they're pretty nice bins. But we got our seal right here. So you would just crack this bad boy open. It seems to appear to be frozen. Wait, actually, I think there's a latch mechanism. Now I'm looking here. I'm not sure. We'll have to mess with that. Oh, here we go. Maybe. I don't want to break it. We'll have to mess around with that later, but we're gonna put basically a hose adapter onto these. This sucker's gonna open. Would not surprise me if there's stuff behind this sucker. There's not. They must have been pumping it into there. It's probably frozen yet to let it thaw out. Put a hose adapter onto that sucker and fill these suckers up with water. But anyways, that'll be all for today's video, and see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we're either mounting this bad boy up on the trailer, doing something with chickens, it's gonna be a bunch of different things. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Or we're gonna mess around with this new idea manure spreader. A couple things to be done. You put some new boards in there. There's one of the boards. Other than that, everything does move on the spreader. We need to clean this bad boy out too. But hopefully pretty quick here, within the next month or 2, we can get spreading on some fields. This bad boy. But yes, sir. So we'll probably get this sucker running sooner than later. Or in the next video, you might be seeing this bad boy running. Farble 14. She needs a generator / distributor. We need to build the carburetor, which is downstairs in the basement. It's supposed to be right here, and the fuel pump, which is right here. Hopefully they get this bad boy running. Maybe we can hook that sucker up to the spreader. Be kind of crazy to be spreading manure with the Farble 14. Hopefully in newer videos, we'll be able to see that. Oh, we can take a look at this magneto if you guys want to. Look at this bad boy. It's a beast of a system. You can see it's cracked right here. It's not very good. But anyways, I don't want to keep you guys any longer. So see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.